you are. To my family, my cosmic family, I love my family. You are my family. We ain't gotta have blood, but just know it's all love. I really wanna give you a hug, so speak whatever you need to speak. You gotta open up your throat chakra. You gotta motherfucking release. Don't let nobody have that much power over you to where you can't even speak about your shit, on your shit. Better let them know you got it like that. So come on, baby, to the channel.
Greetings, greetings, y'all. Grand Rising. Go get back in your bed and chillax till I call you, okay? So, last night, I don't know, go find it. Oh, right there. Much. So, last night, y'all. Last night, after I put my children to sleep, I didn't go straight to sleep. I just closed my eyes and was just like, you know, relaxing, woosah. And as I was doing that, I was hearing children play, but my children were asleep. And I kept hearing the kid like saying my name, and then I heard the kid say, "Mommy, Mommy." And those of you that don't know, I had an ectopic pregnancy, and I had I believe I had 2 abortions in my life. Yep, 2 abortions and an ectopic pregnancy, so that was 3. They was not recent. It was years ago, like after my son, you know, it was with a little fling. I didn't want to get pregnant. Then I started dealing with that fling again, ended up getting pregnant again. And I learned my lesson. You know, he was my teacher. But when I got pregnant those 2 times, and he paid for one of them, the other one I paid for it because I just didn't want to be bothered with him, because why would you do it again? And from my understanding, we was protected, but we were so in the moment, probably, I don't know what happened. I don't even remember the moment for real. I just remember 4 days later, I was hurling, and I'm like, oh, I ain't even take no pregnancy test. I went straight to the clinic, and they was like, yep. And I was like, they were like, we don't got no fetus, we don't got no heartbeat or nothing yet. So, or it ain't formed me yet. So you got to come back in a few weeks. And I'm like, okay, that's how early I knew I was pregnant. So I hear mommy, mommy. I believe it's my spiritual children, the ones that I sent back. The universe knew I was going to send them children back, and they supported me, but they also put me through a big drop in my energy. Whenever you have an abortion and you do things like that, the universe and Mother Nature drop your energy. You repeat a cycle. It's like you go through a spiritual imprisonment for at least a few months, 6 months, 6 weeks, 6 days. You go through that, and then that's when, like a lot of people that have abortions, they say it be on their conscience. Not only do it just be on their conscience, you end up falling back into the same trap. So say for instance, before you ever had an abortion, you was with a real toxic person, and you was with this person for years and you couldn't leave them. Then you finally get a chance to leave them. And then when you leave them, you out having fun, partying, you finally link up with somebody else and get pregnant, and you go have that abortion. Even though you feel in your heart you moved on, your energy go drop so heavily to the point where you go end up going back to that toxic person. Like, I don't know if it makes sense, but it makes sense, because when I did it the first time, I went back to him. And then I left him again because I end up I will end up rising my energy frequency back up. So I end up going back to him after I had an abortion. So I left him again. And I'm chilling, I'm single, I'm like, I ain't fucking with nobody. And then that one dude ended up talking so good again, being cool, sweet, pulled up on me on my birthday, I believe. Yep, this was so crazy. It was on my birthday. And you know, when back in them days when you young, my son was what, 1 or 2? He was 1 when I had one abortion, and he was 2.5 when I had the other one. So yeah, and then my ectopic pregnancy was when my baby was like 6 months, 7 months, and I ended up getting pregnant in my my fallopian tube. I believe it was with their dad, but I don't remember all of that. Or it could have been with somebody else. I don't know, shit, because me and him was on and off a lot. I don't know. So I can just hear my children, and I know I have children in the spiritual realm. And at first I used to feel bad. Like 2 of the babies, like the ectopic pregnancy and the first pregnancy, I felt real bad about. I didn't want to get either of those. Unfortunately, the ectopic almost killed me, so I had to get an emergency cleansing from the doctor. Next thing you know, I just woke up and like, what the fuck, where am I at? And like, we had to take this out of you. We saved your life. And they was like, it was rupture. And I'm like, whoa. And I was in so much pain when I went to the hospital, but I would not go. Something would not go, but my son ended up getting sick, and that's the only reason why I went, because of my son was sick. So Israel saved my life once again. Because I wasn't gonna go. I just thought I was cramping. And everybody was like, yeah, you just cramping, you constipated. Whole time I'm pregnant in my fallopian tube. And my son ended up getting sick the day before, like throwing up real bad. So the next day, I'm like, I'm taking you in, fuck it. Took him in, and I got seen too. That's why I love that St. John, because they seen both at the same time. And they was like, you pregnant. And I took a pregnancy test at home like weeks before, and they said I wasn't pregnant. I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, you pregnant. And we gotta check you. They checked me. They like, you pregnant in your tube. You gotta find somebody to watch the baby and come right back. And when I did that, the person, listen, it's so wicked. I ain't even finna say the person. My dad's wife at the time, she's his wife, that's his wife now. But at the time, that was just his baby mama. She was like, what you need to go back to the doctor for? She act like she did not want to watch my child. That was the same person saying, you just going through cramps, giving me certain medicines to ease the pain. Like, I feel like if I would have stayed home and just listened to her and be like, yeah, you right, ain't nothing wrong with me, I would have just stayed home with her, because she was more so worried about what's going on. And she like, you pregnant? Who you pregnant by? And this and that, like asking them questions instead of saying, all right, cool, I'll watch the baby for a quick second while you go do that. Man, I went and had fucking surgery, y'all. And they didn't, when I got out of that surgery, nobody showed me no compassion, no nothing. So I ended up going to family, and they still, like, everybody was still on my head, but that was a lot for me. Like, I could have died. Like, y'all just don't understand. But anywho, I heard my spiritual children calling me last night, and they was like, mommy. And I used to always hear mommies ever since I really moved in a different area. I always used to hear mommy, and I used to think it was Israel. And I'm like, Israel, what did you just say, mommy? And it sounded like a ghost or something, like, mommy, like that. And I'm like, Israel, did you just call me? He like, no. So I'm like, it's my babies. I got 3 babies up in the spiritual world that I kind of like put behind me and didn't want to think of it no more. But now it's to the point where it's like, I have no other choice but to acknowledge my babies, because they're my children, and they know how much I love my children on Earth, on planet Kai. So why not love my children that's up there? Now, mind you, a few months back, I ended up having a dream, and I thought I was pregnant a few months back. Yeah, y'all don't even know about that. Y'all in my business. Don't do that. But anywho, and I wasn't, because I don't know why I thought I was pregnant. That's the crazy part. Like, I be seeing a lot of girls thinking they pregnant, they don't even be doing shit for real. So I'm laying in the bed, and I'm not even asleep. I'm on my way to sleep, and I just see a light-skinned, pretty baby, look like my son Israel, chunky cheeks, freckles, so cute, with pink on. And I'm like, oh, that's my baby. And I end up going straight to sleep, and I didn't see the baby no more. But it been a lot of things going around TikTok, stuff like that, talking about spiritual pregnancies and spiritual babies. I don't think that's happening to me. What it is my spiritual babies that I had to get rid of is coming back to me. The first abortion I ever had, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all the story time about that. The first abortion I've ever had, that's outside, that was right after the ectopic pregnancy, moments after, like, not moments after, probably like a year after, because my son was a year and some change. So when I got pregnant with that baby, I was struggling. I was staying with my mom after I got hit in the head with a hammer at the old house. So I was staying with my mother, well, my mom, and it was a lot going on there. I didn't know where I was headed, what direction I was headed in. So it was like so hard. And the guy was like, that's one thing I like about him, and I'll never forget him for this, because he was like, I'm living with my mama, you living with your mama. Come on now, I don't wanna, I mean, don't get me wrong, if you keep the baby, I'm gonna take care of my baby. You know that. I take care of my daughter now. My daughter is at home with me 24/7. But he like, man, we both struggling, man. What we finna do? How we go do this? And I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't ready for no relationship. I'm not really, don't get me wrong, I'm interested in you, I like you, but I'm not ready for no relationship. And I'm not ready for no other kid. And I'm like, all right, I get it. And my heart wanted me to keep this baby, but my soul, my spirit, I'm not gonna say my soul, I'm gonna say my spirit kind of felt where he was coming from, because basically he let me know I'm gonna be a single mama, but he's still gonna be there for his kid. So we ended up getting an abortion. He paid for it, everything. He went with me, took me, supported me, held my hand, cracked jokes. And I was so sad. I was so sad to get rid of that baby, because I really wanted that baby. Yes, I did. I don't go fuck. Yep. I remember him. I didn't give a fuck who had something to say about it. I wanted my baby. So I had to get my baby back. And then the second time when I got pregnant, it was by him again. And when I got pregnant by him this time, we just linked up out of nowhere. We stopped talking for a while. After the first abortion, I stopped talking to him. But the second time, it was a day before my birthday, and we just linked up. And I'll never forget it. I was looking so good. He was commenting, liking. So we ended up linking up, and I got pregnant again. When I told him I was pregnant again, he was like, no, that ain't my baby. I pulled out. And I'm like, all right. We both was drunk, though. So I'm like, all right, I ain't finna deal with that shit, nigga. I don't play around with shit like that. So I went and paid for it. Flat out. Ain't no man finna play with me like that. So I paid for it the second time. And that time, I promised myself I won't get an abortion ever again. So I would be careful with who I decide to give my body to. And since then, I kept my word. And the person that I give my body to, or ever gave my body to in the now or near future, that person gotta really be cool to where I'm like, okay, he a good father, he a good person. Okay, I'm okay. So if kind of break or anything, I get pregnant, I know he'll be there. So I just wanted to say, if y'all ever had abortions or ectopic pregnancies, please leave a comment down below and tell me your story. Tell me how did you get through it, and tell me if you went through a few drops of your energy as well, because I'm pretty sure we all do. And I remember watching some studies about it, and they were saying a woman do kind of like go down into, because you can still have postpartum even when you have an abortion or ectopic pregnancy. And I was so young, y'all, I didn't know. I'm like, damn, I'm going through postpartum. I was depressed, I was crying. I went back to a toxic lover, which is my my children's that I got now, dad. I'm happy. But I just promised myself I would never do it again, because, man, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm gonna I take care of my children on this planet, so it's only right that I take care of my children in the spiritual world. And I see that they're calling me, and I heard them dancing and stuff, me singing. I heard music. I heard them playing. They was playing with my babies I got now, and they was like, mommy. And they say it's so cute in the spiritual world, y'all. They were like, mommy. I guess because it was my birthday, and it's my birthday weekend, and they like, I'm getting teary-eyed. They like, I'm gonna visit my mommy. And they visit me. And I felt so bad, like, dang, I didn't give my babies no attention, and they was in the spiritual world protecting us. But now I do. Like, I hold my babies up, because all children from me are my children. No matter who laid with me to give me that sperm, them eggs were in me. what it was is my egg choose to pick which gender. So the babies was already in me. I just needed a piece of a male gene in order to conceive my children. So yeah, I love, see, it's different when you a guy and you just boasting up in people. But when you an actual goddess or woman, you have that magic to where your uterus already have your children in it. We just need a piece of a man for like 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 10 minutes. You never know. But I'm so happy, and I love my babies. I love all my babies in the spiritual. I only got 3. Yes, and I love them so much. And if you got a judgment heart or judgmental mindset, unsubscribe and get your ass on. Because baby, this is my channel and I'ma speak what I need to speak. Because let me tell you something. What I speak is power. It's the power that I can speak this today and I was never able to speak it back then. This is magic over here. I love you all. Peace and love and blissfulness.